Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, November 20. In Squiz Kids Today, AIs learn Droidspeak, the Reef's coral crisis, Portuguese hamsters on the run, and a cool raccoon raises autism awareness. That's what's making news kid style.
The Lowdown.
Let's dive into the big news from under the sea. First, to Queensland's Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef system in the world. So big, astronauts can see it from space. It's home to all kinds of sea creatures and made up of millions of tiny organisms called polyps. These little builders grow together to form spectacular reefs, creating underwater cities for fish, turtles, and even sharks. But this year, things aren't looking so great. Scientists say parts of the reef, especially near Lizard Island, have lost nearly 3/4 of their coral cover. Why? Well, a 1-2 punch from cyclones and climate change are responsible. Warm water caused coral bleaching, a bit like the corals getting a bad sunburn. When the water gets too warm for too long, corals lose the algae that feed them, turning ghostly white and struggling to survive. Corals can recover, but they need time and cooler waters. The scientists are urging us all to act fast on climate change to help the reef bounce back. On a happier note, the world's largest known coral has been found. The mega coral, called Pavona clavis, was discovered in the Pacific Ocean off the Solomon Islands. It's 34 metres wide, longer than 3 buses parked end to end, and could be more than 300 years old. So it was around when people were still writing with feather quills, and there were no planes, phones, or even electricity. Both stories remind us just how incredible and fragile our oceans are. And speaking of amazing things, Matilda's captain Sam Kerr had some exciting news to share. She and her partner, American soccer star Christy Mewis, are expecting a baby. With parents like them, this little one might be doing a different kind of dribbling, or swapping baby booties for footy boots.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Portugal, where some runaway rodents caused chaos on the runway. Let me explain. Last week, a TAP Air Portugal flight from the Portuguese capital, Lisbon, to the popular tourist destination of the Azores was packed with passengers. And in the cargo hold, a whole bunch of pets destined for a local shop, including ferrets, birds, and 132 mischievous hamsters, who, not content to sit in their cages, chewed through them and scurried throughout the plane's cargo hold. After the passengers disembarked, the hunt for the hamsters began. The plane had to stay grounded for 4 days while workers searched high and low to find them all before making the flight back to Lisbon. Because, as it turned out, hamsters and electrical wires do not mix.
Pop Culture Corner.
What do lint, plush toys, and a raccoon with a big heart and a knack for collecting have in common? You'll find them all in Carl the Collector. Carl is a raccoon and the newest star on American TV network PBS Kids. And he's making history as its first lead character on the autism spectrum. Autism, for those of you who don't know, is a condition that makes brains work in unique ways. Some people with autism, called neurodivergent, have amazing abilities like super focus, spotting tiny details, or learning heaps about their favourite topics. But things like social situations can sometimes be tricky. In the show, Carl and his animal friends tackle everyday challenges, like keeping their room tidy or understanding each other's feelings. In one episode, Carl's eye for detail means that he is the only one of his friends that can tell identical twins apart, saving the day and teaching his friends new skills. The show is sparking conversations about neurodiversity and why the world is better when we embrace what makes everyone unique. So hats off to Carl, he's one cool collector.
Weird science.
Have you ever watched Star Wars and wished you could understand R2-D2's beeping? Well, Microsoft has taken a page out of the Star Wars book and developed Droidspeak, a new AI language that lets artificial intelligence models talk to each other faster than ever. Why do AIs need to chat? Well, when solving big, complex problems, like predicting weather patterns or planning rescue missions, one AI might specialise in numbers, while another might be better at recognising images. Teaming up can make them more powerful, but communicating in human languages like English slows them down. That's where Droidspeak comes in. Instead of using words, it's a high-tech mathematical code, like the AI version of R2-D2's chirps. By skipping human-style language, AIs can now share ideas nearly 3 times faster. The catch? So far, it only works with identical AIs, but researchers are already working on making it universal. Now, if only they could crack the Chewbacca code. I'd love to speak Wookiee.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. How old is the giant coral recently discovered off the Solomon Islands? Yep, it's more than 300 years old. Well done. Question number 2. Which mischievous mammals escaped their cages in a Portuguese plane recently? Well done if you said hamsters. Question number 3. What is the name of the new AI language developed by Microsoft? Nice work if you knew that it's Droidspeak.
Shout outs.
It's Wednesday, November 20, Universal Children's Day, marking the anniversary of the creation of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, giving children lots of human rights, including the right to play and the right to rest. Love that. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Ashton from Ashmont, Charlotte from St Ives, Vanya from Leppington, Luan from Botany, Lincoln from Pakenham, Piper from Tenerife, Celeste from North Rocks, Emily from Kyle Bay, Emily from Doncaster, Lulu from Koroit, and Ensu listening all the way over there in Seoul, South Korea. Belated birthday shoutouts go to Mabel from Davidson and Kennedy from Neutral Bay. And classroom shoutouts today go to Class 5C with Mrs. Corey at St John's Anglican College in Forest Lake. Class 4W with Miss Napier at St Anthony's Catholic Parish Primary School in Picton. Year 4 Blue with Miss B at Mount St Patrick Primary School in Murwillumbah. Class 3-4F with Mrs Franklin at Eglinton Public School, and Room 12 with Kim at Moonee Ponds West Primary School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, just drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au, or you can fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.